Hello dear students. So today we are going to learn about the fifth chapter, that is a global GST scenario. Countries adopted GST in the world. France was the first country to implement the GST in 1954, and since then an estimated 160 countries have adopted this tax system in some form or the another. Rates on goods and services in different countries. As soon as the GST rates were introduced, a huge wave of curiosity hit across industry and trade bodies. Everyone is evaluating their position, whether they are benefited or losing. The GST Council has largely worked out the details of the fixation of the items to the fourfold tax structure, that is 0%, 5%, 12%, 18%, and 28% that has been agreed upon. Here is a list of GST rates in different countries. Countries, GST rates. Saudi Arabia, no consumption tax regime. Singapore, 7%. Switzerland, 8%. Australia, 10%. Indonesia, 10%. South Korea, 10%. Japan, 8%. Canada, 5 to 15% depending upon where they live. GST in different countries. The Australian GST model. The Australian goods and service tax is levied on physical and digital goods that are traded for consumption within Australia. If you have a commercial presence in Australia and your business has a gross income of over 75,000 Australian dollars without tax, it is recommended that you register your business for GST. Additionally, if you are a registered business outside Australia and selling digital products or services and or low value physical goods to Australian consumers, then you should collect and remit GST. Charge on GST. A business is liable to charge GST if it is registered under the GST and it makes a taxable supply. A business makes a taxable supply when it is registered. There is a supply for consideration. The supply is connected with Australia and the supply is not GST free or input taxed. GST registration. If you run a business in Australia or provide sales or services in Australia and have a gross income calculated without tax of 75,000 Australian dollars or more, in case of non-profit organization it is 1,50,000 Australian dollars, you need to register under GST. If you are starting to get your business off the ground, calculating what you expect to make will give you an idea of whether you need to register for GST. To register for GST, you need an Australian business number or an ABN. Equipped with an ABN, you can register for GST online via phone or through a registered tax agent. GST rates. GST is a set of flat rate of 10% and is required to be included in the invoice of your product or service. GST on digital goods. Starting 1st July 2017, merchants selling digital services or goods from outside Australia to Australian customers will have to collect 10% GST from their customers. GST on low value physical goods. Before, the merchants based outside Australia need not have to collect a tax for physical goods sold to customers in Australia less than or equal to 1000 Australian dollars. For goods imported in a consignment over 1000 Australian dollars, any GST, custom duty, and clearance charges would be charged. But now, claim back of GST. If the business is registered, then the GST can be claimed back on any creditable acquisition or creditable importation. This term is similar to claiming credit of amount of GST paid. A creditable acquisition or creditable importation is made if the business acquires something for a creditable purpose and that something is a taxable supply and consideration is given for that something and it is registered. Some common creditable acquisition, or we can tell creditable acquisition as business acquisition or anything that you're going to purchase for the purpose of business. So they may include, the creditable acquisitions may include computers, trading stocks, travel expenses, or motor vehicles and their running cost, and anything that is required to run the business. So creditable purpose is something that is acquired for the purpose of business. The GST can be claimed back when submitting the business activity statement. The business activity statement is a form submitted to the Australian Taxation Office by all the businesses to report their taxation obligations. BAS is similar to the returns that are filed under the India's taxation system. Maintenance of records. To claim the GST back on a creditable acquisition, there must be a valid tax invoice from the supplier. There is an exception for individual items costing less than 75 Australian dollars. Generally, the tax invoice should contain the following: supplier's name and Australian business number, description of the goods or service purchased, GST free supplies. There are a small number of supplies that are GST free. If a GST free supply is made, then GST cannot be charged, but the GST paid can be claimed back. Some of the GST supplies include health and medical care. That includes services by medical practitioners and pathologists, services by allied health practitioners such as physiotherapists, naturopathies, nurses, optometrists, etc. Hospital treatment, disability services, medical aids and appliances, pharmaceuticals, and health insurance. The second is fresh food and beverages. That includes food and ingredients for human consumption, beverages for human consumption and ingredients for such beverages, goods to be mixed with or added to food for human consumption, fats and oils marketed for culinary purposes. Next is educational supplies and childcare. That includes school and university fees, certain course materials, student accommodation, professional and trade courses, approved childcare. And the last is other GST free supplies. That includes sale of a going concern, a grant of crown land, certain sales of farmland, water, sewage and drainage. Input taxed supply. There are a small number of supplies that are input taxed. If an input taxed supply is made, then GST cannot be charged and GST paid also cannot be claimed back. Input tax supplies include financial supplies, residential premises for rent, sales of residential premises but not new homes, food at school tech shops optional, fundraising activities of charities. GST invoices. A GST invoice sent to a customer must contain the following information. Document should be titled tax invoice, the seller's identity, the seller's Australian business number, the date the invoice was issued, a brief description of the item sold, including the quantity if applicable, the price, the GST amount payable if any. This can be shown separately or as a statement such as total price includes GST. For further reading, Canada. History. In 1989, the Progressive Conservative government of Prime Minister Brian Mulroney proposed the creation of a national sales tax of 9%. At that time, every province in Canada except Alberta had already had its own provisional sales tax imposed at the retail level. The purpose of the national sales tax was to replace the 13.5 manufacturers sales tax MST that the federal government imposed at the wholesale level on manufactured goods. Manufacturers were concerned that the tax hurt their international competitiveness. The GST also replaced the federal telecommunication tax of 11%. Although the GST was promoted as a revenue neutral in relation to the MST, a large proportion of the Canadian population disapproved the tax. The other parties in parliament also attacked the idea, as did three progressive conservative members of parliament, namely David Kilgour, Pat Novlin, and Alex Kennedy, who ended up leaving the progressive conservative caucus as a result. The Liberal dominated Senate refused to pass the tax into law. In an unprecedented move to break the deadlock, Mulroney used a little known constitutional provision to increase the number of senators by 8 temporarily, thus giving the progressive conservatives a majority in the upper chamber. In response, the opposition launched a filibuster and further delayed the legislation. Despite the tax being lowered to 7%, by the time it became enacted, it remained controversial. What the tax covered also caused anger. The government defended the tax as a replacement for a tax unseen by consumers because it was placed on manufacturers, and in the long run it was posited that removing the MST would make Canada more competitive. Once the MST was replaced with the GST prices did not initially fall by the level some thought appropriate immediately. However, proponents have argued that in Canada's market economy, the MST's replacement could only be expected to influence prices over time and not on a stroke. Despite the opposition, the tax came into force on 1st January 1991. On Introduction. The tax applied on the final sale of a product or service in Canada is called sales tax. The following sales tax are levied in Canada based on region. First one, GST. A federal tax called GST, Goods and Services Tax, is levied by the federal government in every province in Canada. PST. In addition to GST, every province except Alberta levies a provisional tax called PST, Provisional Sales Tax. Third one, HST. The combination of GST and PST is called HST, Harmonized Sales Tax. In the provinces of New Brunswick, Newfoundland and Labrador, Nova Scotia, Ontario, and Prince Edward Island. These provinces don't apply GST and PST separately. They levy one combined tax called HST. QST and taxable and non-taxable goods. All sales made in Canada classify into three categories. Those that are taxable, those are zero rated, meaning they are taxable but are taxed at 0%, and those that are exempt from tax. It is important to determine where your product catalog falls so that an appropriate tax rate can be applied to your customers' invoices. Note that the digital products and services are taxable in Canada. For European Union, the European Union Value Added Tax is a value added tax compassing member states in the European Union Value Added Tax area. Joining in this is compulsory for member states of the European Union. As a consumption tax, the European Union VAT taxes the consumption of goods and services in the European Union VAT area. The European Union VAT's key issue asks where the supply and consumption occurs, thereby determining which member state will collect the VAT and what VAT rate will be charged. Each member state's national VAT legislation must comply with the provisions of European Union VAT law as set out in the Directive 2006-112/EC. This directive sets out the basic framework for European Union VAT but does allow member states some degree of flexibility in implementation of VAT legislation. For example, different states of VAT are allowed in different European Union member states. However, Directive 2006/112 requires member states to have a minimum standard rate of VAT of 15% and one or two reduced rate not below 5%. Some member states have a 0% VAT rate on certain supplies. These member states would have agreed this as part of the European Union Accessioning Treaty. For example, newspapers and certain magazines in Belgium. The current maximum rate in operation in the European Union is 25%, though member states are free to set higher rates. VAT that is charged by a business and paid by its customers is known as output VAT. That is VAT on its output supplies. VAT that is paid by the business to other businesses on the supplies that it receives is known as input VAT. That is VAT on its input supplies. A business is generally able to recover input VAT to the extent that the input VAT is attributable to, that is, used to make its taxable outputs. Input VAT is recovered by setting it against the output VAT for which the business is required to account to the government, or if there is an excess by claiming a repayment from the government. The VAT directive, that is prior to 1st January 2007, which is referred to as the 6th VAT directive, requires certain goods and services to be exempt from VAT. For example, postal services, medical care, lending, insurance, betting, and certain other goods and services to be exempt from VAT, but subject to the ability of an European Union member state to opt to change VAT on those supplies, such as land and certain financial services. Input VAT that is attributable to exempt supplies is not recoverable, although a business can increase its prices so the customer effectively bears the cost of the sticking VAT. The effective rate will be lower than the headline rate and depend on the balance between previously taxed input and labor at the exempt stage. VAT registration. It is mandatory that you register for VAT in the European Union state where your business is incorporated. Depending on the products or services you sell in an European Union member state, you may have to register for VAT in that member state. You can choose between two options for registering in member states. You can either register for VAT in each European Union member state where you sell your products, or you can register for VAT MOS. Consider this option if you sell digital services online to more than multiple European Union member states. VAT rates. If your buyer is from the European Union member state where your business is domiciled, then the VAT rate of your member state is applied, irrespective of the buyer being a consumer or a business. If your buyer is from a different European Union member state, the VAT rates depend on the type of service you're providing. Digital products or services. Your buyer's member state's VAT rates applies based on the destination. Other services, if you have not registered in your buyer member state, the VAT rate of your member state applies, that is origin based. If you have registered in your buyer's member state, the VAT rate of your buyer's country applies, that is destination based. However, irrespective of the type of services provided, If your buyer has a valid VAT number and is from a different member state, VAT is not applied. This is in keeping with the reverse charge mechanism, which puts the tax liability on the business buying from you. Is a list of VAT rates as per the European Union member state. Country VAT rate: Austria 20%, Belgium 21%, Bulgaria 20%, Cyprus 19%, Czech Republic 21%, Germany 19%, Denmark 25%, Estonia 20%, Spain 21%, Finland 24%, France 20%, United Kingdom 20%, Greece 24%, Croatia 25%, Hungary 27%, Ireland 23%, Italy 22%, Lithuania 21%, Luxembourg 17%, Latvia 21%, Malta 18%, Netherlands 21%, Poland 23%, Portugal 23%, Romania 19%, Sweden 25%, Slovenia 22%, and Slovakia 20%. Location validation for digital services. If you sell digital products, you will have to collect and store proof of your customer's location. Apart from helping calculate an accurate VAT rate, this information will help prevent fraud. The following non-conflicting pieces of evidences are accepted as valid proof of location: customer's billing address country, the IP address of the device used by the customer, location of the bank from which payment was made, the country code of SIM card used by the customer, the location of the customer's fixed landline, credit card's bin. European Union VAT invoice. An European Union VAT invoice sent to a customer must contain the following information: merchant's trading name and address, merchant's VAT number, invoice date, buyer's name or trading name and address. The invoice contains the applicable VAT rate for each line item and a subtotal amount before applying VAT and a final invoice amount after VAT is added. India. GST is a consumption-based tax regime aimed at replacing the current complex structure of multiple indirect taxes levied by the state and the central government of India. It is applicable from 1st July 2017. If you have a commercial presence in India and your business has a gross income of over rupees 40 lakh, the limit would be 20 lakh for some special category states. It is recommended that you register your business for GST. Under GST, goods and services will be taxed at the rates of 0%, 5%, 12%, 18%, and 28%. Classification of GST. GST can be classified into the following types: CGST, Central Goods and Services Tax; SGST or UTGST, State or Union Territory Goods and Services Tax; IGST, Integrated Goods and Services Tax. CGST plus SGST plus UTGST comprises the IGST. According to the modified dual GST model, the tax levied can vary based on the type of the transaction. According to the modified dual GST model, the tax levied can vary based on the type of the transaction within India. Under that, intrastate. When a sale takes place within the same state or union territory, both SGST or UTGST and CGST will be levied. Interstate. When a sale takes place between two different states or union territories, IGST, which is a combination of CGST and SGST, will be levied. This is collected by the central government. The organization address plays a major role in determining the type of GST applied. The type of GST applied using the customer's region. First one, if the customer region matches with your organization address, CGST and SGST are applied on the purchase, whereas if the customer's region is different from yours, then IGST is applicable. If you're functional in multiple regions, GST has to be provided for each region that you're active in. If the customer's region falls within one of these regions, then CGST and SGST is applied. When the customer is from a region which doesn't fall within any of the regions that you operate in, IGST will be applicable. Outside India, IGST is levied only in the case of B2C transactions where the end customer does not have a GST identification number. In certain situations, unregistered entities who do not have a presence in India might be obliged to collect GST and comply with the regulations. In case of a sale made outside India, GST will not be applied as it is considered as a export. Students, thank you for watching this video.